So I'm kind of ashamed to say that I had never tithed before, giving 10% of my income. No, but God revealed something to me. Offering reveals your heart posture. But tithing reveals your obedience to God. And although saying that I refuse to tithe sound really, really bad, I would justify it by my offerings because I would give money to my mama every month. If I saw someone that was homeless, I would give and help. If there was any GoFundMe that pulled at my heart, I would just give. So in my head, I would tell myself that must equate 10% of my income. So it's pretty much the same thing. But God told me no. Naturally, when you give and when you do an offering, it makes you feel good. You feel good about yourself. The rest of the day, you're like, oh, I did something good, a good deed, like we call them. But to tithe and give 10% of your income requires a little more. It requires you to surrender to God, surrender your finances to God, because that money is not for you to manage. You're giving it away without necessarily knowing how it's going to be used, which is a lot harder to do. And we can use the argument that tithing is talked about in the Old Testament, and in Matthew, it says that you should pretty much give what your heart desire. But for me personally, I went to church and my pastor made an announcement saying that every member should be giving 10% of their income. And although I was present in the congregation, I didn't feel like he was talking to me. I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. But then I went home and I watched a video by Anthony O'Neill. I love watching his videos. He relates everything to finance, but also ties it into the Bible. And one of his financial advice was to tithe. And that was when I kind of started to think about it a little bit more. Like maybe God is trying to tell me something. The third confirmation was me reading my Bible, and the name Malachi just kept coming in my head. So I decided to read the entire book of Malachi. And I believe it's in chapter 3 or chapter 5, where the people ask God, how have we robbed you? And God tells them by not tithing. And when I read that, I was like, okay, God, I get it. I get it. I get it. I'm going to surrender. And I believe that God called me to tithe because I shared on my channel how I'm doing a no spend year. And because of that, I'm constantly thinking about money and ways to save. And by me, tithing is a way for me to not idolize money or just not depend on money. So despite me being in a season where I am saving as much money as I can and paying off my debt, I decided that I am going to be tithing 10% every single month. And if you have been feeling convicted to tithe, be obedient. Your offering does not justify you not tithing.